All right, so today I wanted to talk about the Chromatic Modretro handheld gaming device. Um, so what is this thing? It's essentially a new age Game Boy Color. I mean, it plays all Game Boy Color and Game Boy games, and it's also had its own games developed for it that they just call chromatic cartridges or something along those lines. Um, I got mine from GameStop. This is why I have this color scheme, because as you can see from the back of the box, that color scheme is the retailer exclusive. So in my case, GameStop. But they do offer all these other colors. If you go to the website, which is www.modretro.com, they do have the other colors there and headphones to match and all that. The headphones are a little goofy, but I guess the whole point is to go with like a retro design. Anyhow, currently on the website though, they're all sold out, or at least the first editions. So maybe they'll be making second editions or something. But for the first editions, they're all sold out, which means basically you're left with only this one if you want to get one, which is the ones from GameStop. And if I'm not mistaken, they're kind of like limited on GameStop as well, because Mod Retro, the company, behind this, only made so many. Anyhow, I wanted to do a little review on this and just kind of talk about it, do an opening, just take a look at it, check it out. Because the reason why I bought it is because I have a couple of Game Boy games that they were given to me a couple of years ago, and I thought, what the heck am I going to do with these? How am I going to play a Game Boy game? I mean, geez, I don't even think I have a DS that can play Game Boy Advance games, never mind something that can play a Game Boy game. So when I saw this on GameStop's website, it was kind of an impulse buy only so that way then I could play those games. Because what does this go for? Well, it's $200 now, and that's just what it is. It's not GameStop's upcharge or anything. When you go onto Chromatic or the Mod Retro website, it's $200 there as well. Now, do I think this thing is worth $200? Absolutely not. I feel like we're getting severely ripped off. It's like the people that make this think that they can just ride the nostalgia wave and people will just blindly pay for it. First off, when Game Boy Colors came out in 98, they went for $80, which when you adjust that for inflation in today's money, that is $150, which means this, which is now old-fashioned technology from 96 or 98, I mean, is going for $50 more than when it was the latest and greatest technology in 98. That's kind of ridiculous. Obviously, it's also a little more challenging to find games for Game Boy Color and stuff, especially ones that work properly and in good shape and all that. They're old dated games. I mean, yes, I'm sure you can find them in proper authorized retailers and on eBay and all that. I'm not saying they're impossible to find, but you're not going to get the best quality anymore like you could back in 98 when you could just go anywhere, Walmart, Target, Ames, I guess, Toys R Us, and find them brand new. You know what I mean? The other thing is, for $200, you'd think this is maybe also an emulator, right? No, it's not. It only plays cartridge games, just like Game Boy Colors did back in the day. And you'd also think, well, it's got to have at least a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, right? Because all electronics in today's day and age do. Well, again, you would be wrong. It takes regular AA batteries. And unlike most devices, especially with the Game Boy Color and Game Boy, regular Game Boy when they came out back in the 90s, this thing requires 3 batteries, not the standard 2. So it's a little bit more costly to run the thing because you're going to go through your batteries more often. Now, granted, you can buy rechargeable batteries, which is what I use all the time for anything that requires batteries. But still, you'd think it has it built into it and you just recharge it like anything else, like your phone, like even your iPod. I mean, nobody has iPods anymore, but you know what I'm saying. The iPod was rechargeable and all that. Nope, not this thing. Just straight up batteries. So, yeah, it's just a very expensive current age Game Boy Color, not even the Game Boy Advance. But it should serve me some purpose with the games I have at least. And I mean, I guess at the end of the day, you can at least say it's something kind of cool, something different, something, I don't know, collectible. I mean, geez, all these are sold out. So it's kind of collectible in that sense that if you have one and say it's not opened, it could be maybe worth something someday. Probably not, but you never know. Anyways, I think that's enough of an intro. So let's get opening this thing and just check it out. and get some hands-on on it and see how it feels and how it looks. All right, so off camera, I just took the plastic off so we didn't have to dick around with that. So let's get this thing opened and take a look at it. First off, let's get that cool little side action open so it's nice and easy. It's got some cool artwork on the inside there. That's cool. Rather be playing Chromatic. You know, it's only a Game Boy though, so calm down. All right, so, jeez, let me get this out. All right, so taking it out of the box, it's got a decent feel to it. It's not like super heavy or anything, but it's you know, got a tiny bit of weight. Tiny bit. I don't mean for that to come off sound the wrong way. It just means that it feels like there's a decent enough build to it, you know. It's got a regular headphone jack. That's cool. It also has this USB-C port, which the USB-C port is a little misleading because you'd think it's for chargeability or something. It's not. It's just for, I think it's for HDMI out or something. So you can you can't even play it on your TV, but what you can do is connect to a TV or something so you can do like a capture card and get your gameplay, you know, record your gameplay. So that's all. Anyways, it's got this volume over here. Not sure what that button is. There's a button there though. Obviously there is the power on off. And then over here, I don't know what this is for. You got another port as well. Buttons. They feel solid enough. They kind of remind me of like a Nintendo controller, an NES controller. Not bad. All right, let's see what's underneath here. Okay, so they give you a free game. I guess you can call it free. Pay $200. But yeah, so it's Tetris. Nothing special. I mean, didn't Tetris come out for free with the original Game Boy as well? Like back in the day, the 1989 version, the big clunky Game Boy. So, you know. And then they give you, this is kind of silly, they give you batteries that are their own brand. Modretro batteries. That is something. And from what I've heard, these are not rechargeable. They look it. They give off a strong vibe that these would be rechargeable just looking at them. But they're not. So don't get that twisted. Don't try to put these in a recharger or anything because you'll just end up with problems instead of the desired outcome that you're hoping for, which is to get your batteries recharged. Anyways, that thing was a little more useless than I thought it was. All right, let's try a game now. All right, so after looking at the back of the box, I learned that, just like back in the day, this is so you can play two-player. Get a link cable and you can play with friends. I mean, I don't know who has a link cable laying around that you can do that with nowadays, but that's what that's for. And then also this output, like I said, it's so you can connect to like a TV or something. It also said that you can live stream. I don't really know how you would do that. I really don't know who would be watching a 8-bit live stream either. I guess people would if you're entertaining enough. But yeah, I still don't know what this is though. Didn't see anything that told me what this was. But anyways, let's see how this thing looks. So it's going to be super cliche, but ooh, so far it doesn't work. Uh-oh, hold on. All right, after a little bit of surgery, you know, I had to take the thing apart, unfortunately. Because I think I figured out what the problem was. Remember that first game I said was full of gunk? Yeah, some of that got all over the connection port, which is kind of annoying because under normal circumstances, I take absolutely phenomenal care of my stuff. I have magazines from like 97 that still look brand new. And yeah, so it's not second nature for me to check things like that. So the port is full of gross stuff. It looks like peanut butter or something. And unfortunately, it got in there. So I had to do some surgery to clean out the connection port. But I tested it and it worked. So hopefully we keep having success. There we go. It's working again. I know it's very cliche to be playing Pokemon, but ah, dang it. I got further last time. No. 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 Anyways, I know it's cliche to be playing Pokemon because everybody always on emulators and stuff asks, does it have Pokemon and all that? But that's the two games I got, yellow version and red. Oh, what's going on? Why isn't it working now? It worked perfectly when I was just dry testing it. Come on, man. Dang it. Okay, pop in right now. It's working again. So this is full blast. Not too loud. And then obviously that's off. So yeah, we'll just keep it for full blast for a second. And then Pikachu. Wait a minute. Isn't Pokemon Pikachu supposed to be black and white? This isn't a Game Boy Color game. Why is this in vibrant color? Does this thing add color to Game Boy games? That's kind of cool if that's the case. I'm just going to continue. I don't know. Stoner, okay. 4 badges, 22 Pokemon. Man, this looks like crap still. They're on the bike. What's their team looking like? This is loud. Why am I keeping it at full blast? Haunter, Charmeleon, Wartortle, Ivysaur. Not bad. Got a nice collection going. I'll give them that. I don't like the stupid name they gave themselves, Stoner. Oh man, I'm used to the new games. You can't scroll. Wartortle. Check that out. And an Ivysaur. Oh, whoops, I ain't trying to cut. Stats. Man, that was very vibrant. Oh, I was going to say, they get rid of Pikachu. I don't think you can get rid of Pikachu in this game. You're stuck with him. A Haunter. How do they have a Haunter already? Something seems off with that. Maybe they traded. Maybe that's how they have all these other guys. I don't know. I mean, might as well take a look at Fear while we looked at everyone else. Oh, I ain't trying to fly already. How do they have fly already? You get fly after 4 badges? Anyways, getting too into this game. So yeah, basically that's the thing. It's pretty cool, I guess, to be able to do this. But yeah, overall, it's just not an emulator. And I don't know if it's really worth $200. Plus, if you screw it up right away like I did, then you have to do surgery to fix it. But yeah, so the Chromatic. That's it. Just wanted to give it a little review, give it a little try, see what it looks like. It's pretty bright. How's it look in the camera? Can you actually see anything what I'm doing? Yeah, because it's supposed to have like a special screen that like doesn't get blurred out in the dark, but it's not like backlit either. So it's like, I don't think it's backlit, at least based on the description. But yeah, I guess that's all I got now. So I guess thanks for checking this out, and I hope you learned something, I suppose. I don't really know what to say here. This is just a goofy review of a console I just bought, just on a whim. So I guess that's all I got. Until next time, see ya.